You know, once in a while he gets it right, but then he gets back to his roots and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Why? What's the play here? That is Stephen A. Smith, of course, the face of ESPN, who, of course, had to give you a hot take yesterday after the NBA gets engulfed in this gambling scandal. You've got a head coach in Chauncey Billups allegedly involved with the mafia and playing rigged poker games. You got a player, Terry Rozier, making $25 million, having his boys place prop bets on his behalf, or not on his behalf, but, on his play, resulting in $200,000 in winnings. These guys are now being arrested by the FBI. And somehow Stephen A. Smith came to the conclusion that this is whose fault? Who? Where? Oh, it's Trump's fault. It's Donald Trump's fault, says Stephen A. Smith, because Trump wanted to go after the NBA because, well, they've gone woke on a lot of their decisions. And, of course, the players generally aren't big Trump fans. This is all driven by Trump wanting to stick it to the NBA. Are you kidding me? But here was Stephen A. giving you that take yesterday on ESPN. And we'll quickly share with you after the fact that he didn't even have his facts straight.
We know what world that I live in terms of politics. How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. He's coming. And I've been saying it for a long time. And to me, this is the latest nugget of evidence.
Oh, the latest nugget of evidence, Stephen A. Smith says there, that Trump is coming for the NBA. This investigation has been going on for 3 to 4 years. It began under the last guy. Yeah, you remember the last guy?
What are we talking about?
I know, we try to forget him, but you remember the last guy, right? Yeah, that's right, Joe Biden. Now, it was picked up by the current FBI, led by Kash Patel. But the notion that Trump gets... See, this is how they drum up their own conspiracy theory in their head.
Oh, yeah.
Trump gets in office on January 20th. He's like, we're coming after the NBA. Let's find a scandal involved in the NBA. Oh, you mean we've got a head coach who's potentially involved with the mafia, allegedly rigging poker games? We have players who were out there helping their friends win prop bets to the tune of $200,000? And somehow this is Trump's fault? This is, you know what this is? This is dating back to 2020. Just like when everybody came out and said, oh, the real victims in our criminal justice system are the criminals. Well, how about standing up for the little guy, Stephen A. Smith? How about the little guy who might have placed a prop bet on Terry Rozier? Little did he know that Terry Rozier was rigging his own playing to help his buddies allegedly win a couple $100,000. How about standing up for the casual average fan? Our guy Mark Van Sickle, who loves a good player prop bet once in a while. Stephen A. Smith can't stand up for the little guy because he's too busy with his Trump derangement syndrome, making up facts on how Trump wanted to go after the NBA, basically because they're woke. And let's be honest, the underlying theme there was it's black men and Trump's coming after them, John.
Well, let's face it, Steve's onto something there, man. He's got a nugget of evidence to go with the fairy dust or other bits of you want a mountain of evidence there, Steve, to point to, not a nugget.
Yeah, well, there is nothing to back up his claim.
Coming for the WNBA, the over-under on an Angel Reese me-bound. There's a lot of money being traded there, right?
I saw a Babylon Bee headline. I actually texted it to you guys last night. WNBA players assure FBI they weren't missing layups to throw games. They just suck at basketball. Oh, gosh. Stephen A. Smith did not have any of the facts right to even back up his claim that somehow Trump was coming after the NBA. And then last night on Fox, Kash Patel, who runs the FBI, responded to Stephen A. and said this.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
Stephen A. Smith getting the Adam Schiff treatment, the pencil neck treatment. That's not good. That's not good company. You don't want to keep that company there, Stephen A. I promise you, man, especially if you want to have some type of political future. That sinks it real fast. You get the Adam Schiff mention. No. You don't want that at all. At all. And the other overlooked part of the story yesterday is what Brian Windhorst said. He's an ESPN NBA reporter. This is something that could really hurt the NBA beyond this gambling investigation getting even broader into the league. And that is the potential that the NBA knew about this as well.
Absolutely right, Rich. The NBA at some point is going to have to explain why Terry Rozier was allowed to keep playing. And I just want to point something out. Mm-hmm. The sports books caught the irregular betting on Terry Rozier the day it happened, the morning it happened, when all of a sudden there was hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in on Terry Rozier unders for a relatively meaningless game in March, mm-hmm. involving the Charlotte Hornets. The sports books caught it. They told the NBA right away, and guess what? The NBA, Rozier didn't play the rest of the season, and he had faked the injury, so it wasn't because of the injury. The NBA pulled him. They pulled Jonte Porter too. They flagged Jonte Porter and pulled Jonte Porter. The NBA's measures, mm-hmm. their protection measures, the sportsbook's protection measures triggered this. They caught it.
Uh-huh. And that's something that I can't fathom, how these NBA players and their handlers are so dumb to think that these sports books could take $200,000 in bets on a random under for an NBA player in a regular season like Tuesday night game and not think that the sports books wouldn't be like, boy, that's unusual. Maybe our spidey senses should go up when there's hundreds of thousands of dollars randomly placed on a weeknight NBA game on a specific player hitting an under. The arrogance, the stupidity, the lack of foresight, the greed is on full display here. The fact that they thought they wouldn't get caught on something like this. I mean, you got a couple degenerates around the country that might place $10 parlay bets on something like that. But, you get $200,000 in bets on a random player hitting an under. They're going to figure it out. There's going to be an investigation here. Hey, Mark, come on. You know that. You're the parlay king in this place. That immediately is going to be sniffed out by these sports books.
Yeah, I get spiked whenever you see somebody betting that much on an under especially.
Yeah, exactly.
An under is going to get you every time.
Is that what the sharks tell you in the underground world of sports betting?
Oh, yeah.
The under is going to get you every time. Be careful with those unders, Mark Van Sickle.
I'm glad I stayed away from Terry all these years.
The only guy Mark hasn't placed a bet on since Kansas brought legalized betting into the mix is Terry Rozier. Good job there, Mark. Nice. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.